Hello, I'm going to be doing a brief overview of Luxxis watches. So let's go ahead and log in here to the back end. And here we're going to be logging into the WordPress dashboard. From here you'll be able to access all the pages, different plugins, settings and things. Let's get into the front side view. So here you can see we went with a very elegant and simple and unique and creative perspective on the popular watch drop shipping website. So let's kind of dive into our positioning here and how it works and why we've set it up this way. So here we sort of have some copywriting. It's a piece of marketing is what it is essentially, and it sort of sets the tone for the prospect that we have set up special special logistics that allow us to offer the free watches just for the cost of shipping. So it's something that this is a popular business model to offer web watches for free and charge on the back end for shipping. And it's popular and it does really, really well. And I thought that just with a small bit of copywriting at the top, sort of a marketing disclaimer, that we could kind of go up above and beyond what's typically done. So this piece of copywriting here sets the tone, right? And I've built several of these, and I decided that to keeping things simple is what works. That's what sells. That's what drives sales and generates new customers, and that's what gets them to come back and purchase more watches. So I thought, why change what works? So everything is still kept simple. The layout's been changed a bit. Some of the animations have been changed. Overall, it's very sleek, very pulled back, very minimalistic, and it works. So we've got the layout here. Just taking a brief look at it. I've decided to, I used to have a master list of watches that would sell really well, and I thought that there were a few watches that sort of got in the way of the prime sellers, so I decided to just remove those from the list. So now it's just watches that sell really, really well. And I used to disperse them evenly. For instance, I'd have some of your traditional metallic watches on the top, and then I'd have some of them spread out sporadically through the inventory, where now I've decided to push the metallic on the top and then some of the best non-metallic right here just underneath them, and then it continues on to the sportier collection. So everything about this is geared towards pushing sales. And then down here we have the men's luxury. These are the best watches in this category that can be purchased for such a low amount and still be able to return margins over 60%, which is fantastic. And these watches are absolutely beautiful. So that's pretty much the front end in a nutshell. It's all pulled back, it's all out of the way, and anything that's done from here is just sort of you can't really label it back end, but it's not everything. The main focus is the front end. The rest is just to provide the functionality of the sale. Okay, so this is your basic WooCommerce, very, very easy to work with. And basically the only thing that I've changed is I've bumped the price. I think that this is the best price point to hit. Other than that, I've pretty much stayed out of the way. There's no need for any over customization, no need for all kinds of animations on this back end. There's no need for, massive hero images or header logos or anything like that. It's just staying out of the way and trying not to change too much about the user experience. That way, the front page can set the tone, that bit of copywriting can set the expectations, and then when they reach this point where everything is similar and the price is right there at that, what I would personally call that sweet spot, $12.99. I've had clients in the past running at $9.90 per watch, but I think that $12.99 is perfect. It's just the highest point before it becomes a bit excessive. So I think boosting the price point will also work in the favor of the revenue streams for this particular model. I think that this is the best one that I've ever done. I've brought in a lot of different I've built a lot of these watch websites, and I've brought in a bunch of different pieces as far as what works, what doesn't work, what's different from the competition, what's appealing as far as like the minimalism and being out of the way. That's something that really, really, really resonates with the prospect, and it handholds them all the way to the finish line. So everything about this is airtight. There's nothing that gets in the way, and it's very, very simple. I try to build all of my sites in a way that makes it very difficult to fail, and I think that this one is by far the most has the most advantageous position as far as this business model goes. So profit margins are probably, with me increasing the price, profit margins are probably upwards of 75%, which is fantastic for this model. It gets people in the door, the minimalism stays out of the way, and then the price point is right at the perfect place where they're still getting a good deal, but you're making quite a bit of profit. So that's my positioning on the website. I figured, why change what works? Stay simple. Pretty much every business I design is all about minimalism and staying simple, and that's why they perform, especially when these websites are being passed to new hands, a new customer's hands. 9 times out of 10, the customer doesn't know what to do with the site, but if we keep it simple and we keep it functional, then you can get your hands in there, you can make customizations, you can make changes, you can go different directions with it and not really be at a loss for what to do. You know what to do because the website was built simply, and it was built with a style of minimalism. And all the inner workings are airtight. The price, I wouldn't go any lower than that. I wouldn't go any higher. I think that it's perfect right where it is. The last thing that I need to go over is the ordering page. And the ordering page is only accessible to the admin. Okay, so you don't have to worry about people accessing this page. Only you can access it. And the reason that it's there is to give a very simple and just, very familiar way of ordering the products, right? So you click this and it takes you right to the manufacturer's ordering page. So you would find the watch that you have, an order from, and there are additional watches here. If you want to add those to the website, you can. Those are linked up with the suppliers, and you basically just go to order, click order, it opens their page, you drop in the address and you pay for the product, and it ships to the consumer with none of the manufacturer's branding. So for all intents and purposes, it has come from your company. So that is Luxxis in a nutshell, and it's simple, sleek, beautiful, elegant, and it performs. it performs. The statistics are there to back it up. And that's it for this one.